first start off by saying that I was supposed to be doing this live at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but my son fell asleep. So I want to make sure that I get this video done because I think he's going to be awake. So I want to make sure that I record this. So I'm pulling an audible right now. I'm sorry that I'm having to hop on here a little bit early, but I want to make sure that I get this recorded before he wakes up, because once he gets up, it's just going to be kind of crazy. I'm having to make a lot of adjustments like many of you are. So as opposed to just canceling the video broadcast, joining my channel, my name is Nefertiti. I am a spiritual coach, and we are going to do an energy reading this evening for all signs. I'm going to talk about the astrology. I'm going to pull some oracle and tarot cards. I'm going to channel some angel numbers, spirit animals. So yeah, we've got a lot going on with this coronavirus and these mass awakenings happening. I've talked about this in previous videos that many of us light workers, us way showers, have known about this time period that we're in, that it was coming. We didn't know the details, maybe. We didn't know how the shift was going to occur, the event, but it is here. In my spiritual opinion, this is the event. So let's stay grounded, stay focused, because this is what we've been working for, light warriors, way showers. And if you're new to this terminology, to the awakening process, welcome. I try to really teaching them, but how to apply these things to your life. So that is my goal with all of my videos and content that I put out. So yeah, let's get right into it. We're going to start with Aries. And like I said, I'm going to be channeling messages as they come through. So we'll just be discussing from Wednesday today until next Wednesday, because I plan on doing this broadcast every week where we look at the energy, we look at the astrology, because I feel like it's needed at this time, especially with a lot of people waking up and wanting to understand, esoteric things. So let's get started. Aries and Aries rising. We're going to start with today, which is the 25th. And maybe what I'll do is just talk about just general themes for the month, and then we'll get into, right? And this is your first house. So Aries, this is about initiations, priorities. This is starting a new 12-month cycle for you, right? Re-energizing yourself. Now, this is also going to coincide with the spring equinox and Ostara. So happy Ostara if you celebrate. But we have Saturn in Aquarius. And for you, Aries, this is your 11th house of goals, friends, dreams, corporate money, business income. Now, Saturn's transit is about 2.5 years. So Saturn will be in your 11th house until July, and then it's going to dip back into Capricorn, where it retrogrades until the end of the year. So with this 11th house energy, this is about you really shoring up your goals and dreams, maybe being more discerning in your relationships, because Saturn rules restrictions, lessons. Saturn is the taskmaster, right? So this could also be about you solidifying no man is an island. And especially now with this coronavirus business going on, we're definitely having to come together and doing what needs to be done, right? Aries are not known to be over planners. They're more of, okay, what do we need to do? Let's do that. Now, we just had an Aries new moon yesterday, and this is your new moon. Every sign gets their own new moon. And this new moon is conjunct Chiron, which has been transiting Aries for a while. So maybe you have been going through some healing crises, perhaps some emotional resets. Aries, y'all been having it a little bit challenging on the career front over the past couple of years. Just really trying to decide where you fit in, what it is that you really want to do in this life. I personally know a lot of Aries that have been doing a lot of job hopping and maybe just trying to figure out what it is that they're supposed to be doing. So with the world changing as we know it, but your energy is all about, you know, taking action. So just be mindful of your energy and make sure that you're protecting your energy and getting rest and staying balanced. And remember that the universe is not the author of confusion. You can call it God, spirit, whatever name you want to use, but understand that things are revealed to you as you need them. Everything that you need to know is revealed to you in the perfect time, space, and sequence. Aries, we know that you're not known for being patient, right? This moon also aligns with Uranus, bringing up a lot of heavy stuff, right? How do you feel about your life and the life direction that you are currently in? Venus is in Taurus and is going to be aligned for a couple of days with this stellium of planets in Capricorn. So again, highlighting that second house and the 11th house, right? These are money houses, the second house, the 11th house. So Aries, you're really focused on your coin, your income. How can you use your resources to create more wealth for yourself? And Saturn is and the Oracle of the Fairies. Now I've cleansed all of these cards. I've cleansed the space. So let's see what the cards have to say. And again, this is the the Psychic Tarot deck. So let's do a quick shuffle here. And I hope you are doing well. Yes, Nadia. I hope I'm not pronouncing your Miss Crawford. I'll just call you Miss Crawford. But yes, do some money rituals. Most definitely. Okay, so let me get myself straightened out here. What does Aries need to know from the Psychic Tarot deck? So I'm shuffling the cards. Let's see what comes up for you. Uh-oh. So we've got emotional loss. Can you see that? So I feel like with this emotional loss, that this is something you're moving away from. Okay, because you've got Chiron in your first house in Aries. And I feel like Chiron has been helping you to heal from any types of losses that you've had over the past couple of years. And like I said, Aries, especially in the area of career and life purpose, you've definitely had some challenges there. So this card is confirming that, you know, you're moving away from that energy. Allow yourself to heal and show yourself some love, because we've all been through a lot. But with Chiron here, this is definitely shadow work. The number 5 is about change and transition, but hold on to your truth. The truth is that you are allowed to live the most vibrant, healthy, fulfilling life. And any type of emotional loss that you've suffered has only been to help you get stronger, okay? All right. So now I'm going to pull from the Oracle of the Fairies for you, Aries and Aries rising. So let's see what the fairies have to say. What do we need to know, Spirit, from the Oracle of the Fairies? What does Aries need to know from the Oracle of the Fairies? Let me see if I move this down some. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's see what the messages are for you. I'm already getting the crystal for you, which is citrine. And citrine happens to be one of your birthstones. So let's see what the fairies ask for help. So right off the bat, I'm noticing these two got the green here. Let me see if I can dim this light a little bit so you can see this. Okay, so we've got the green here, all of this heart chakra for help with your emotional healing. Green also represents money. So you know, when your money is funny, you're definitely emotional, right? So I feel like this is about asking your spirit team for help, but also asking for help if you need it. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. I know that especially now, everybody's in need of something. Everybody's in need of some type of support right now. So don't be afraid to ask for the help that you need. Don't be afraid to ask your angels and guides for the healing, the money, for any type of guidance that you need. And like I mentioned, Aries, citrine is the crystal that's coming up for you. Citrine is all about that cash, bringing in the money. Citrine is going to help you to be more optimization work in your crystal grids. So I also want to pull a spirit animal card for you, Aries, from the Spirit Animals Oracle card deck. So let's see. And like I said, I've already cleansed and prayed over the cards, so they are good to go. Let's give this a quick shuffle. Make sure I'm not shuffling backwards. All right. So what does Aries need to know from the Spirit Animals deck? And I will put timestamps on the video. I have a pen here. I'm writing them down. So as soon as I'm finished with this live, I will put timestamps in here for each sign. So let's see, Aries. What do you need to know? What does Aries need to know? Woo! Oh, wow. Oh. So we have the crow spirit. So crows are about the occult magic, hidden things, those things that are deep within us, our hidden wisdom, our hidden knowledge. The crow could also symbolize death, but death in regards to transformation. This could also be physical death, but I like to err on the side of positivity. When the crow shows up too, this is about you paying attention, right? We know crows like shiny things. So pay attention to the things in your environment that you might be overlooking, right? Co-creating with spirit. Crows are definitely spiritual messengers. And when you're co-creating with spirit, that means you have a part and spirit has a part. So again, when you're asking for the help, right? When you're asking for help from your angels and guides, that is a part of the co-creation process. Okay, so let the crow help you to swallow your pride and ask for the help that you need, especially when it comes to your growth and transformation, Aries. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you. We're going to move on to Taurus. And let me just go ahead and get a pen so I can write these timestamps down. Okay, so Taurus and Taurus rising. So Taurus, you have, let me back up, Aries, because I was giving you a spirit number. I was supposed to give you an angel number too. And the angel number that came up for you was 524. So 524 in your life, that they're the right ones for you, trusting in the changes in your foundation, in your structures, in your income earning capabilities, trusting in the wisdom that you have that will be the foundation for you building this new life. That's pretty frustrating, especially for Aries, because you're not that patient. I'm a fire sign, so I know all about that life. So just be patient with yourself. I mentioned Taurus, you have, and I'm going to change the timestamp for 17:15. We are live, folks. So like I mentioned, Taurus, you have Uranus transiting your sign. And this has been kind of tricky for y'all, I'm sure, because, Uranus is about awakenings, changes, shifts, epiphanies, aha moments, and, sudden changes. Tauruses, you guys are, you like stability and predictability and reliability. So this energy maybe has been challenging for you at times. But you know, Tauruses, you guys are very reliable, very hardworking. And once you know exactly what it is that you need to do, then you have no problem doing it. So on the 24th, we had the Aries new moon, talking about the astrology here. And this was in your 12th house. The 12th house is about research, secrets, things behind the scenes, endings. The 12th house is also about the areas of our life where we sabotage ourselves, how we get in our own way, our negative subconscious thinking. The 12th house is also about karma and spiritual practices. So with Uranus being in your sign, Taurus, you could have perhaps taken an interest in more esoteric studies like yoga and maybe reading things like the Kabbalion, or you know, just interested in more spiritual information, right? And practices. So this moon is conjunct to Chiron, that 12th house, in that 12th house of Aries, which is about healing. So you've probably had, you know, have been going through some dark nights of the soul. You've had a couple here and there. Definitely this energy of this new moon was more internal for you, right? Knowing where you need to shift out of old energy into new energy. Maybe realizing with Uranus in your sign, the epiphanies. Oh, this is what I'm doing to get in my way. Didn't I see this? Why didn't I know that this is what I was doing that was preventing me from being successful or making the changes that I want to in my life? Because Uranus is change, the change agent, right? So Venus is your ruling planet, and this is aligning with this stellium of planets in Capricorn. So this is about your being able to find resources, especially right now. So this is a very interesting transit for you, this new moon, because it's actually more about release as opposed to like initiations or planting new seeds because of this 12th house transit. So another thing too, with this new moon, sextile to Saturn, big changes in your career, perhaps some sudden changes in your career. Maybe you had a steady income or a stable situation, and now all of a sudden that's been upended. And that's the truth for a lot of people right now. But for you, Taurus, this could be especially unsettling because this is the kind of energy that you thrive on. You thrive on those 3D things, which there's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's what your sign is about, sensuality and pleasure. The throat chakra is ruled by Taurus. So this is also about to be kind with yourself and to know that you're doing the best that you can. We all are. I mean, we're going through massive changes, and you especially, Tauruses, with Uranus in your sign. I mean, you're going through one awakening after the other. And depending on where you are vibrationally, this could be a very liberating experience for you, or it could be very scary because you like things to be predictable. And right now they're just not. So I would encourage you to learn about yourself. Maybe take some personality tests online and really look into any types of esoteric study that is piquing your interest, because I feel like you'll get a lot of answers. All right. So let's pull some cards for you. And I'm being led to pull from the Psychic Tarot for you. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Okay. And again, the Psychic Tarot deck. So let's give these cards a shuffle. What does Taurus need to know, Spirit? What does Taurus need to know? And I'm already sensing that carnelian is the crystal that is going to benefit you. Carnelian is going to help you with energy and endurance and coordination and focus, passion. All right. Let's see what Spirit has for you, Taurus. What do you need to know? Taurus and Taurus rising celebration. This could also mean coming together in your community, which a lot of us are doing right now, having to help each other out. When I see this card, it reminds me of there's a group of people right now that are actually going around to people's homes that are elderly because they either can't leave or they've been advised if they have medical conditions to stay in their house. So there's people going around seeing if they need things like groceries or medications. And this card is asking you to help wherever you can. I'm also picking up for some of you, this is not for everyone, but for some of you that you are in a third-party situation, in a relationship, that there's some deception here. There's maybe a situation that you might even know about, a third-party situation that you might know about. So protect your heart. I like this green energy, your heart, this heart chakra energy. It's telling me that you need to protect your heart, to guard your heart, because out of it flow the issues of life. I'm also sensing that this is about you paying attention to your nutrition and hydration, Taurus. All right. So let's move on to the spirit animal. Let's see what comes up. And I am pulling from the spirit animal deck. What does Taurus need to know? What animal spirit would like to come and help Taurus? I just realized I got no makeup on, but you know what? I had to hop on here as soon as I had an opportunity. And that's just the energy right now. We've got to take advantage of opportunities, right? All right, so let's see what we got here. What does Taurus need to know, spirit? Ooh, that's too many cards. Let's try again. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow. All right. Quick on your feet. Rabbits are about fertility. Rabbits are also the most preyed upon animal as well. So if you're feeling vulnerable at this time, Taurus, which could be the case, definitely create healthy boundaries for yourself, practice self-love, protect your energy, and be mindful that luck is on your side, right? Prosperity is on your side. Tauruses already have kind of a knack for attracting prosperity and abundance. So with this rabbit here, this is confirmation that you've still got it, Taurus. So focus on abundance, focus on fertility, focus on hopping on opportunities as they present themselves. Don't overthink things, take action, right? And protect yourself. Meditation practice. I like to use carnelian while I'm working out because it's a natural energy booster. It'll boost your metabolism. It'll also help to detoxify your body, balancing your sacral chakra. Resonates with the ascended masters. So with 63, this is about the angels and guides ensuring that your needs will be met. So you don't have to have any fear of anything. 63 is also about the ending of cycles, right? So if 10 is new beginnings, then 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 is the ending, right? 63 is also about you not getting too caught, since that there could be a lot of that kind of energy going on, especially when people are just unsure, they're uncertain. So trust that your needs are met. Trust that you and your household, all of your finances are safe and in order, and you can trust in your talents, skills, and abilities. Gemini, and I'm going to timestamp 2930. Gemini and Gemini rising. So Gemini is another sign that I feel like has had some difficulties over the past couple of years. I feel like all of the mutable signs with this Saturn transit definitely had some challenges in general. So Gemini, we just came off of the Aries new moon and Saturn transiting into Aquarius, and the Saturn transit is occurring in your ninth house. And this is about education, higher mind, speaking, writing, teaching. Saturn rules duties and responsibility structure. Maybe you graduated, went from high school to college or college to grad school. This is also about foreign travel. So a lot of people are restricted in their travel right now. There's several countries where their borders are closed. So this could be about, perhaps us really having to change things just as a collective in the way that we travel and communicate one-on-one. So with this Saturn in the ninth house, again, spirituality is a huge focus. Education is a huge focus. Structures, discipline, and years to come. So on the 24th, we had the Aries new moon, and this was in, your 11th. Yes, sorry. I told you guys, I jumped right on. I usually like to read over my notes and everything before I start, but whatever. Okay, so the sun, the new moon in Aries occurred in your 10th house of career. So maybe you got a new job, even though a lot of us are working from home now, or income, conjuncting Aries, conjuncting Chiron. So maybe you've had to deal with some friendships coming to an end. Perhaps you are realizing and understanding on deep levels that you are the sum total of the 5 people that you hang around with the most. So again, with this new moon sextiling all of these planets in Capricorn, changing our structures, changing the way that we do things, especially in the corporate arena. Perhaps some of you Geminis are starting your own corporation, which wouldn't be a bad idea, a far stretch right now. But with Venus here, Venus is just sweetening everything up. So if you've had free will, so it's up to them to decide whether or not they want to ascend and evolve too, because it's not an easy process. You have to go through the dark aspects of yourself, right? So that you can find that middle path. All right. So let's pull some cards for you, Gemini. And I'm actually being led to pull from the fairies, the Oracle of the Fairies for you. Okay. So let's see what the fairies have to say. And then I'll pull a spirit animal card for you. So if you were working with this new moon energy, Gemini, this is especially polarizing. All right. What do the Geminis need to know? What do the twins need to know from the Oracle of the Fairies? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Wow. Again, ask for help. Okay. This card just came out for Taurus. So the universe is definitely sending a lot of us a message, right? Ask for help. A lot of us are in situations right now where, we've got our kids at home. We're trying to work from home and homeschool. And, let's work together as a community and see if we can help one another. Maybe we can do some like homeschooling swaps or some babysitting swaps, or maybe this is definitely about your friends. I feel like this is also about you really opening up. Perhaps you've gone through some new friends coming into your life that are really going to be supportive of you, that are going to really want to see help. And this says angels are celestial beings who protect everyone. And the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. Don't be afraid to ask your angels for anything. And then when you ask, listen. Right? Listen and take action. All right, let's pull from the Spirit Animals deck. All right. Let's see what animals want to come up for you. So, Gemini, I'm sensing blue lace agate for you. Blue lace agate. Because blue lace agate is about empowering your affirmations and your goals and dreams. So again, with this 11th house energy here for you, definitely set some intentions. We still have time to work with this Aries new moon until tomorrow morning, about 6 for affirmations, EFT tapping for clearing stagnant energy in your throat chakra, and for connecting to angelic assistance. Blue lace agate is also great for calming you and, helping you not to be as stressed out. Especially now, right? So let's see what animals come up for you, or animal. Could be more than one. Let's see. Thank you, Spirit. What does Gemini need to know? All right. And this says, dream the world into being. And Spirit actually wants me to read from the book. So let's see what Lizard says. See, right along with that 11th house energy, it says, when was the last time you basked in the sun and allowed yourself to daydream, to imagine what might be and who you might become? Lizard Spirit appears when you are called to let your imagination flow and dream something new, that 11th house. So I'm going to paraphrase or kind of skim over this. Let's see. How might you grow and expand if you allowed yourself to dare to believe in the impossible, making it possible first in your dreaming mind and then in the world as you co-create with Spirit? So let's read a little bit from the protection message. Have you been allowing your imagination to run amok and dream up a nightmare that seems to have come true? Fear not, for what dreaming you did in the past can change today as you dream anew. What would it look like if you already had what you desired? How might you feel working with Spirit to bring this dream into reality to the reality in the world of your senses, drawing it out, writing it out, trust in your ability to dream anew, honor it today. So again, Gemini, definitely Spirit is asking you to focus on your goals and your dreams and your friendships. All right. And use that blue lace agate again to boost the energy of your affirmations. So the Spirit, the number that's coming up for you, Gemini, that's interesting. Angel number 14. This is another one of those numbers that can have a dual meaning. Angel number 14 is about wish fulfillment, but it's about being careful what you wish for because you just might get it. So there's a strong cosmic message for you, Gemini, to dream big, but to really focus on what it is that you want and not what you don't want. All right. So let's move on to Cancer. Cancer and Cancer rising. So 40, 28. All right. You guys have been through it, and relationship issues, big time this year. So with this Aries new moon, Aries and Cancer, I feel like these signs are complete opposites. Aries, they're all about that fire, that passion, and Cancer is very sensitive. It's a water sign. They're more inclined to be more introverted. So with this Aries new moon, this could definitely have felt, how can I put this? A little off-putting, to say the least. So again, this is about being gentle with yourself, being patient with yourself as you go through this massive freezing up of my notes here. I tell you. Okay, give me 1 second, you all. So like I was saying, unpredictable at best. So I feel like it's just a matter of time for you, Cancer. Like you really have to focus your energy on what it is that you want to create, how you want your life to look going forward. Now that you've had these massive emotional healings and transformations on deep inner levels, what are you going to do with that information now? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to do? So again, my computer just froze up, but we're going to keep it moving, right? I have my notes on my phone. I always try to keep myself, somewhat prepared here, because I tell you, all right. So let's go ahead and pull some cards for you, Cancer. Okay, let's see if I can get this going. Now that's funny. My computer has never frozen up on me before, ever. Okay, I'm going to, give me 1 second, you guys. I'm going to pull it up on my phone because we're going to get this done. We're going to get this done, right? No weapons formed against us shall prosper. All right, so I've got my notes up here. I don't know why it doesn't want to work on my computer for whatever reason. So I'm going to pull it up on my phone. All right, where were we? Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Okay. Let's pull some cards for you, Cancer. So like I said, this Aries new moon, 9th house. I don't know if I mentioned that for you. Speaking, writing, teaching, social media. Make sure that your Instagram and your YouTube and all of that is updated. I'm speaking to myself as well. All right, so let's go ahead and pull some cards for you, Cancer. And I'm pulling from the Oracle of the Fairies for you. Let's see what Spirit has to say. And I'm already sensing rose quartz for you, Cancer. Rose quartz is actually a birthstone for you, but rose quartz is the premier self-love crystal. I feel like Cancer's definitely, you've got this Saturn transit. This could be very heavy energy, perhaps relationship dynamics changing. Perhaps you've experienced some loss in your life, lost your job. Maybe you lost a loved one recently. So let's pull from the Oracle of the Fairies. Let's see what they have to say. Thank you, Spirit. Too many cards. That must be a very specific message. Let's see. Such a beautiful card. Done. All right. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Again, that seems to be a huge theme for this reading. More green heart chakra energy. And I really feel like Spirit is saying to you Cancers that you don't have to do it by yourself. They are vulnerable. They're very sensitive. So I feel like this is about you opening up, Cancer, really allowing yourself to receive the help that you need, and not being afraid to ask for it, and not being afraid to hear no, because you have a right to ask, but people have a right to say no as well. And remember that they're not saying no to you, they're just rejecting your offer. So don't take it personally. I also feel, looking at this card, that you have more angelic guidance and support than you realize. I mean, whenever I see animal in the card, I always think about ancestors and spirit guides, but just know that you have invisible help and visible help. All you have to do is ask. Kindling friendships that possibly fell off a little bit during this ascension process. This has been a tricky journey for a lot of us. So let's be compassionate with one another. All right. So let's move on to the spirit animal for you, Cancer. And I'm hoping that this reading isn't too long, but it might. Let's see. What does Aries? I said Aries. Excuse me. Cancer. We're in this Aries energy, right? What does Cancer need to know? Let's see. Oh. Woo. All right. This one jumped out. Let's see what it is. Oh, the dove. Be at peace. 1 equaling 3. So when I get this card, I really feel like you're being surrounded by your ancestors, your spirit team, your angels right now. The dove is about purity, and I'm being led to read from the book. So let's see. I've actually never pulled this card, the dove card, from this deck, but how pretty is that? With her peaceful cooing, the gentle dove spirit invites you to embrace the energy of peace and allow compassion to warm your heart. You have always had the power to generate peace within you, and the appearance of the dove spirit is a reminder that today and every day is a good day to meditate, to quiet any taking you from your spiritual amnesia. Be compassionate with yourself at this time, for all of us can forget that peace is always at hand, always there, and gifted to us by spirit. So, again, be at peace, Cancer. Allow yourself to go through the healing process. Allow yourself to think of your vulnerability as a strength. All right? Because you can't be brave without being vulnerable. That's a quote from Brené Brown. All right. And I already mentioned your crystal, rose quartz, which is, like I said, a birthstone of yours. So I just love rose quartz. It's got a very lovely, just pleasant vibration. I use rose quartz. Move on to Leo. Okay. Leo and Leo rising. So Leos, again, I feel like when it's in your opposite sign, you see a lot of the impact happening around you. So with this energy being in your 7th house, Saturn energy of relationships, the one-on-one connection, maybe some of you Leos are getting married or divorced. But again, this Saturn will be here until July. Then it's going to dip back into your 6th house of the day-to-day things. The 7th house is also about people that you hire. So I really feel like with this Saturn energy, this is about, frenemies too, right? Because the 6th house rules enemies. The 7th house is intimate relationships. So friends can become lovers. Lovers can become friends. There is also a dynamic of the relationship that you have with the divine as well. So with this Aries new moon that occurred yesterday on the 24th, in your far away, or perhaps you're thinking about moving to a foreign country, or maybe you were thinking about it, but maybe right now that's not the best idea. Perhaps you're thinking about going back to school or publishing a book. Right now, where we are in Northern California, the schools are currently closed. So we're definitely going to see some changes and some new starts in this area. So be open to higher learning at this time. Be open to learning new skills. Maybe you might want to take an online class because you're not able to go to a physical location right now, that's for sure. But this could be a good time for you to learn a new skill. Maybe start a YouTube channel, get your message out there. So let's pull some cards see what the fairies have to say. Yeah, I really feel like Leos are solidifying some things. That's the word that keeps coming into my head. Like maybe you've had some kind of wishy-washy energy. Perhaps some things have been a little unstable in your life as far as relationships go. Maybe you've had some karmics, some relationships that were not what you thought they were. I'm guilty of this too. A lot of us women, we fall in love with a man's potential, or we fall in love with somebody's potential. We're not necessarily seeing the reality of the situation. But I feel like with Saturn here, you don't have a choice, right? Saturn is all about reality and what's real. So yeah, take that for what you will. All right, let's see what the fairies have to say for you, Leo. And thank you for those of you that are tuning in. Like I said, I realize that I was supposed to go on a little bit later, but I wanted to take advantage of my son taking a nap because when he gets up, who knows what will occur for the rest of the evening. So let me shuffle these cards and be quiet. Spirit, what does Leo need to know? So you got the Temptation card. This is the Devil card in the Tarot, Capricorn energy. So this says, are you into... So as I mentioned earlier, with Saturn transiting your 7th house and then moving back into your 6th house, this could definitely have you looking at your health, Leo. I feel like maybe with Saturn here, some things probably started to show up, right? You're like, oh, okay, that's a weird pain, or maybe I need to, I don't know. I was able to eat such and so, and now I'm not able to anymore. This could also be about you. Let me see. I'm getting a message. So some of you Leos are already committed relationship, and there's somebody that's trying to get with you, or perhaps your partner, whoever this person is. They don't want anything long-term with you or your partner, if that's the case. I really feel like this is your energy though, right? Whoever this person is that's in your life, I feel like they're not as committed as you are. And with Saturn in this 7th house, this is all going to come out, okay? Because Saturn is just that. Saturn is like that asshole stepfather that knows everything. That's a horrible analogy. But anyways, this is definitely about, speaks to discernment and using your wisdom. I also noticed too that this man has on a mask. So maybe there's somebody in your life that's not being as truthful, somebody wearing a false mask. So take that for what you will. Yeah, I'm definitely sensing that there's some deceptive, nefarious energies around you, Leo. Maybe trying to sabotage something that you're trying to create. Because remember that we have relationships with everything, right? This 7th house transit could be about, and with Saturn, this could be about the relationship that you have with your work or your money. And then with this 9th house new moon, this is a higher perspective. All right. So pay attention, Leo. Somebody's doing some sneaky tings. All right, let's pull your spirit animal. Okay. Spirit tells me that they want you to use black obsidian. Now, black obsidian is not a crystal that I recommend all the time because its energy is very potent. It's very intense, but black obsidian is going to help you to remove psychic smog, psychic dross. So I feel like with Saturn here in the 7th house, they're really asking me to talk about this with you. With the Saturn transit, that you're releasing old relationship dramas, the things that past partners misdeeds. So that's a message from Spirit. Use that black obsidian to cleanse your aura, to cut those cords. Black obsidian is about cord cutting. So use it sparingly. I would say use it during meditation, maybe carry it for a little bit. Sleep with it under your pillow because, again, the vibration is very intense. And if you're already feeling a little bit depressed, it could intensify that. So just be mindful of that. All right, so I'm pulling a spirit animal card for you, Leo. Yeah, there's somebody around you, Leo. There's somebody around you that I'm hearing that song, Smiling in Light. Let's see what spirit animal comes up for you. Woo! This says truth transcends illusion. So again, there's somebody around you that is not who they seem to be. This is also about transformation. The dragonfly shows up when you're going through massive transformation on internal and external levels. The dragonfly is also a messenger from the spirit realm, from the fairy realm. To see through illusions, to reveal to you any person, place, or thing that is in your life that is not serving you in a positive way, Leo. All right, so use that black obsidian, call on the dragonfly spirit to help you navigate through any illusions, delusions that may be occurring in your life right now. All right, and number 22 is a master number, a master builder number. All right, let's move on to Virgo and Virgo rising. So you guys have had it kind of the easiest because Virgos are just very good at planning and being meticulous. Sagittarius and Geminis, not so much, right? Virgos are very good at being organized and working hard. Has been transiting your 5th house, but now is in your 6th house. And the 6th house is about the day-to-day, your health, your routine, but you're good at being organized. So I feel like this is going to be a very strong transit for you. It's still Saturn, you know, the energy is still slow and heavy, and Saturn rewards hard work. Saturn likes structure and discipline and routines. So that's why you're going to do very well with this transit. I'm in your 8th house of shared resources, intimacy, trust, healing, sex. The 8th house is another money house. It's about other people's money, other people's resources, your partner's money. So right now we're dealing with a lot of financial upheaval because people are not going to work. You could be maybe dealing with that fallout. Perhaps you're having to pick up a little bit of the slack because your partner's not at work, or vice versa. Maybe you're having to rely on them because you're out of work right now. This could also be about health problems, or what's the word? I want to use the right word. They're very particular about who they spend. They're choosy lovers, all right? So when it comes to intimacy and trust and sex, you really have to have that connection with your partner. And again, with the money situation, maybe you've inherited some money. Maybe you're dealing with some debt, right? Situations, other people's money, and psychological healing are big themes for you. All right, let's move on to the cards. They're asking me to pull from the fairies and from the Psychic Tarot deck. So I will be using these 2 decks. What does Virgo need to know? Spirit. What does Virgo need to know? What does Virgo need to know? All right. So, Virgo, you got Triumph, the Chariot. Let me plug up my phone. Okay. The number 7, and Spirit's wanted me to read from this, but this is about overcoming obstacles maybe you've just completed a long journey. Let's see what this says. So like I said, this is the Chariot card in the Tarot deck. So this says the power of your soul is pushing and nudging you steadily forward, whether you're setting new goals, developing new ideas, or planning a journey. It's essential that you carefully think it out. When you tap into your inner guidance and balance with self-control, hard work, and perseverance, it's likely that you will manifest a triumphant outcome. Visualize to try to move without balance, direction, or guidance. It's easy to slip off of your intended path and be drawn away from your desired goal. Okay, so Spirit is definitely sending a message about getting organized, about really having a plan, and knowing that because you are believing in yourself and remembering your past victories, you're going to be successful. So again, 8th house transits of any kind are about deep transformation and healing. So remember everything that you've been through. Remember that you've made it this far and that you're going to continue to thrive. Especially Virgos, I really feel like this could be a wonderful time for you, especially with Saturn here, to really restructure your life. And to make it joyous and fun. All right, so let's move on to the spirit animal. Let's see who shows up for you, Virgo. All right. Ooh, let's see what we got here. Too many cards. Let's try that again. So we have the squirrel. Believe in yourself. So with the squirrel, I'm thinking about storing, you know how squirrels store nuts and food for the winter. This is about you really taking charge of your resources, making sure that you have enough, believing in your ability to manifest quickly, to move, to be quick on your feet, but also being able to get out of tricky situations, because you know squirrels, they get caught in attics and all kinds of weird places. But I also feel like this is a protection message as well, because if you see, you know, the squirrel in this card is definitely gathering acorns, but I feel like he's protecting that really big one. Like it's his masterpiece. So I feel like, Virgo, there's something in your life that you need to protect. What does that mean? Let me look at this. Let me read from here and just see if there's anything that comes up, because I feel like there's. Oh, yeah. See, the unpredictability of life can shake your confidence in yourself and your potential for handling the challenges that come your way. Again, with Saturn in that 6th house of the day-to-day, there's definitely some challenges and obstacles and tests, because that's what Saturn does, right? Have you forgotten all of your strengths, wisdom, and resources? Again, using your resources. You have come so far on your wits and creativity, making use of all of your potential and all that spirit presents you to help you through life's trying times. It's time to look back over your life. Call on the squirrel spirit to help you remember who you are, Virgo. All right. So I feel like smoky quartz. Smoky quartz. I like smoky quartz because it's a quartz crystal, first of all, because it's like the centerpiece of your crystal grid, and then you can put your surrounding crystals around that. There was one other thing I wanted to mention about smoky quartz, so I'm going to look it up. There's a lot of different varieties. I actually have a couple, and I love it. There's like there are different shades of smoky quartz that you can get. I particularly like working with the tumbled stones. Smoky quartz is very detoxifying. It's going to help with digestion and removing electromagnetic smog and stress. It's going to help you with being calm and releasing anxiety and bringing your emotions back into balance. All right. So let's move on to Libra. You're actually my best friend in the zodiac. My sister's a Libra. So Saturn is transiting your fifth house of creativity, to your creativity and more discipline to your creative endeavors. Remember that our creativity is our direct connection to the divine, right? And I mean, I've noticed over the past couple of years how school systems, organizations have tried to stifle creativity in children, cutting out the art classes, the music classes, the physical education. This is not an accident, right? Because as long as we're connected to the divine through our creativity, then our vibration remains high. But once we're cut off, then our vibration lowers and we are more susceptible to energetic negative attachments. So what it is that you need, what's going to bring you pleasure and joy? How are you going to have fun? I know Libras had their time a few years ago where they were going through a lot of shifts and changes. So Saturn is here to kind of revive this area of your life, right? What do you love? What do you need? What's going to bring you pleasure? And with this Aries new moon transiting your seventh house of relationships, marriage, partnerships, this has definitely been a big love theme month for you. You may have attracted new love. This would be a good time for, I don't know, I wouldn't say a first date, but there's nowhere to go. Maybe take a walk or a picnic or something like that. Or maybe since we're supposed to be socially isolating, maybe do like a virtual date of some sort. I would say online dating. I'm not a huge fan of it, but do what's right for you. I just don't feel like we should allow computer algorithms to decide who it is that we're going to meet. So do what's right for you, Libra. All right. But definitely a lot of relationship, love energy on the table for you. So I am going to pull for you, Libra, from the fairies. The fairies have a message for you. Oracle of the Fairies by Karen K. Oh, I didn't give a spirit angel number for Virgo. I'm seeing 53 for Virgo. 53. So if you're a Virgo and you're watching this far, look that up. But 53 is about change, sudden changes. 53 is about overcoming obstacles and challenges. 53 is a number that says this too shall pass. So getting back to you, Libra, sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure that you got your info. Let's see what the fairies have to say. Oh, let's do the cards. What do the Libras need to know, Spirit? Again, come together. Boy, we've been pulling this card a lot tonight, huh? You know what Spirit is telling me is that as you, this is an interesting message I'm getting. So if you're a Libra watching this and you're single, whoever your next love partner, love interest is, I feel like this is somebody that you already know. This is somebody that's already in your circle. Yeah, this is somebody that you already know. Maybe somebody that's already let you know how they feel about you. Maybe you don't feel the same way, maybe you do, but I'm feeling, again, speaking to that creativity, right? They're all coming together, creating this beautiful garden. So I feel like your creativity is connected to partnerships. Yeah. Because if you notice, there's only one male fairy here, and there's 3 other women. So I feel like whoever this person is in your circle already. Now, if you're married, this doesn't apply to you, but I'm speaking to my single Libras at this time. I'm also feeling like if you're a Libra and you're out of work, that when you do go back, you're going to be called to a leadership position. You're going to be called to bring some people together, a team together, so that you guys can make some things happen. All right. Let's get a spirit animal for you. Libra. 514. Lots of 5s, changes, wish fulfillment, the beginning of a new cycle. Let's see. Some crystals are coming up too. Let's see. What's Libra need to know? Woo! All right. You've got the ant work or your partnerships that it's definitely going to be a group dynamic and you are going to be in a leadership position. The ant is also about not sweating the small stuff, right? Paying attention. It's not the foxes, it's the ants. Pieces will come together. So if you've been working on a project or maybe you're in a relationship and there's some 514. Let's look up that number, 514. Like I said, it's definitely a number of change, definitely a number of wish fulfillment. I believe I got this number too on one of the collective energy updates. Yeah, see, this is about you, your angels wanting you to be clear and confident about the next steps that you are to take in your life. This is also about you releasing judgment of yourself and that the changes that you're making or contemplating are for your highest good and that these changes will bring about some upheaval, right? That's change. That's the only constant in life. All right. So the crystal that's coming up for you is emerald, 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 emerald. And I want to say that's a birthstone of yours. But emerald is going to connect to that heart chakra energy because, again, with this green here, lots of heart chakra energy. Okay? So emerald promotes love, unity, community, friendships, heart chakra, ensures emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual equilibrium, and brings harmony to all areas of your life. So use emerald during your meditation. You can wear it as a ring, earrings, necklace. I have an emerald necklace that I love. I don't wear it all the time though. So definitely healing your relationships, healing your heart, opening your heart. All right, let's move on to a Scorpio. Scorpio and Scorpio rising. 127. Whew, this is good and long, isn't it? But I will have the timestamps. All right, so Scorpios, you've had, I feel like Scorpios have had some changes, but not information and secrets. Scorpios are very psychic. And I feel like with all of the changes and shifts that we're going through, Scorpios, you have almost been through this energy in prior years. Like, you may not have gone through some of the experiences that people are going through, but I feel like there's an energetic signature that is very familiar with the energy that's occurring right now. So with this Aquarius energy, hold on. Boy, I tell you, my technology is acting. It's acting. We're not in a Mercury retrograde. What is going on? Give me just 1 second. We were talking about Scorpio. All right. So we have the Aries new moon in your 6th house of the day-to-day, of your health, your routine, Scorpio. And then with the with Saturn in Aquarius transiting your 4th house. 4th house transits are very personal on the material level, on the material plane. But I feel like these shifts that you've gone through in this year, and maybe the end of last year, were a lot easier than the shifts you went through in the beginning of last year, like maybe 2017 or end of 2017, 2018, 2019. Scorpios were going through it. So I feel like now you're starting to call in more stability, more energy for really building those solid foundations in your life. With 4th house, 6th house transits, like I said, this is very practical energy, keeping a calendar, keeping a schedule, taking care of your body, making sure that you're going to the gym. If you're sick, you're resting, making sure that your home is a comfortable, peaceful haven, keeping it clean, making sure that you're taking care of your emotional health, and making sure that the 4th house is also about parents. So perhaps you've got some situations going on with parents as well. But this new moon, again, is helping you to solidify those daily activities that to create the bigger, grander structures in your life. All right. So let's go ahead and pull some cards. Let's give these a shuffle. I can't believe my son hasn't woken up. Maybe he slept for the night. He fell asleep at 5. We'll see. All right. Let's pull from the Psychic Tarot. Let's see. Scorpio, what does Spirit have for you? Ooh. Harmony. So again, we have another 6 here. So I feel like, yeah, Scorpios, you guys are coming into a place of real balance and kind of like able to breathe again after all of the drama and the crazy shit that you had to go through. I feel like you are really coming into your own now. This is also the Lover's card in the Tarot. So this, or excuse me, is this the Lover's card? Yeah, this is the love. Have a love interest, a love interest that is older. But I really feel like this harmony is speaking to the harmony that you have within yourself now. After all of the changes and shifts that you've had to go through, I feel like you're finally coming into balance. You're finally coming to a place within yourself where you feel complete. Even though your outside situations, your outside world right now might be in chaos, internally you feel wholeness, right? Balanced. This could also be about maybe in all of these areas, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, and attracting a lover that's also balanced in these areas. Have had some issues sleeping because, again, Scorpios are very psychic. So maybe you're having some premonitions, some visions at night. I really feel like there's some Scorpios that are having some problems sleeping. Maybe your crown chakra. They're telling me that there's some crown chakra activations and blockages too. So work with the amethyst to remove that stagnant energy and protect your mental body. I feel like there's some psychic attack happening because you're coming into this harmony. It makes them feel better about themselves. If you've always got drama and all kind of stuff happening, so there could be some people that feel a certain type of way about you finally having a peaceful life. Not everybody wants you to have a peaceful life. That was a very hard thing for me to realize and understand. Like, why do you want to always come around me with the mess and the drama? But some people, that's what they do, right? Never pulled. Actually, okay, we got two. Yeah, see? The coyote and the wombat. Now, I've never pulled the wombat card, but I will say this about the coyote card. The coyote, whenever I pull this card, it always makes me think that there's a trickster in the midst. The coyote trickster. Coyotes are very cunning. They're very charming little animals, but they're very tricky. And, they're predators. So I feel like this is about you trusting your instincts and intuition. And this wombat says be at home. And so I feel like this is also confirming the energy that I was just speaking about, how you're really getting to that place of stability and structure within yourself. And the inner creates the outer. You're finally creating a structured home life. Maybe you have been really working on yourself, like purposely, deliberately working on yourself. Are accustomed to. They've gotten accustomed to seeing you like that, but now you've got your peace because you've done the work. So let's read a little bit from this wombat. And you know what number's coming up for you, Scorpio? 86. And 86 is exactly what it means. 86 and somebody out of your life. Oh, that's interesting. The number on this card is 68. So that's confirmation. 86. Okay, let's see. Wombat. And by the way, if you need more information about these numbers I'm channeling, please look them up. So the wombat, be at home, burrowing deep into the ground, remain safe, sound, and well-fed with family as a special trait of the wombat. Home, sweet home is always available if you recognize it. So that's what I was talking about with that fourth house transit, right? Finding stability within yourself, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And you do this by accepting all of your experiences without judgment. Let's read a little bit of the protection message too. Could it be that you're not feeling comfortable in your own skin, thinking that the only way you can be with others is to hide under the protection of a mask or identify? Really, it just robs you of your integrity. So again, building those real, true, solid foundations within yourself. Removing those and to help you sleep. All right, let's move on to Sagittarius. And I'm a Sagittarius. Go Team Sag. Go Team Sag. Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. So Saturn has been transiting our second house and third house. Right now, it's in our third house. Saturn is in the third house is about sales, communication, speaking, writing, teaching, transportation, short distance travel. So perhaps you are moving to a new neighborhood. Maybe that this too shall pass. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we've known this time was coming. So be kind to your mind. I'm hearing affirmations. Remember to use default affirmations. Have them committed to memory so that you can call on them whenever you feel yourself going into a negative thought loop, a negative thought spiral. This Aries new moon was in your fifth house of creativity, love, children. Maybe a lot of us are dealing with having to homeschool our children right now, having to be creative. And even if you're at home right now, that could trigger a lot of things. People having to deal with one another without their outlets and their toys. But I feel like Saturn in the third house is going to be an easier transit. And Aries is a fellow fire sign. So this was definitely an energy that had us open to creativity, to love. I'm definitely open to love. Just a personal side note, I've been single on purpose for a while, but this year I have decided to open myself up to love. I don't want to be single anymore. I want to spend some time with somebody. About me. So yeah, let's pull some cards for you, Sagittarius. And I am being led to the fairies. Let's see what the fairies have to say to us Sagittariuses. Golden Sag. Let's see. 582. 582. That's a money number. That's a money number. Let's see. Cards. Uh-oh. Spirit team, what does Sagittarius need to know from the Oracle of the Fairies? All right, so we've got two cards coming out. Solitude and motivation. I hope you guys can see this. Let me see if I turn this light on. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, that's a lot better. Solitude and motivation. Say get busy and do it. Solitude. Think of being alone as meaning you are all one and in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times. I really feel like this is asking us, oh, that's backwards. That this is asking us to really keep our dreams, our visions, our goals private. The motivation that we are going to cultivate is going to come from us spending time in solitude, meditating, really connecting to our spirit team, connecting to our purpose, our passion, our goals, our dreams. That's what's going to motivate us right now. Most Sagittariuses, I don't want to say most, but generally speaking, the alone time, maybe that has a lot to do with me being an empath too. But this is, again, cultivating that inner motivation. And I feel like this is also about you not paying attention to the naysayers, right? We need to be remembering that not everybody's on your path. Not everybody has done what you've done. Not everybody can do what you do. But everybody has an opinion, don't they? So stay motivated about what you're creating in private. Keep your dreams close, protect your dreams, and unveil them when you're ready, when you're finished, when it's complete, when it's in this pink. And if you notice, both of these fairies are alone, right? And they're by themselves and they look like they're having a good time. They look like, you know, they're okay with it. So it's not isolation, it's solitude. So use this time to create this time that we all have right now, because a lot of us are just not as busy because we've had to make all of these adjustments. So use this time to create. You Sagittarius. Let me do that first. Let's see. Oh, that's cute. Koala. Spirit has a plan. Fire agate. Fire agate for the Sagittarius is sending that negative energy back, igniting our passion, attracting money, motivating us, giving us energy, clear vision, sacral chakra energy, heart chakra energy. Let's see what the spirit team has for us from the spirit animals. What do we have, Spirit? Oh, that's too many cards. Let's try again. Ooh. 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 All right. So we'll take all three. Okay. Interesting. So your voice, attracting love. And then you've got this character, right? So the way I'm seeing this is a karmic. I feel like these two represent love energy, right? I'm almost feeling like divine masculine, divine feminine, because they both have on crowns. They're both on instruments. They're both singing their song, using their voice. And then you've got the coyote. So that's how I'm perceiving this as other, but they are dealing with a lot of wounding, a lot of childhood wounding, because again, we're dealing with Chiron and Aries, that fifth house of the heart space, our love. And maybe you've been hurt in the past. So again, watch out for those coyote tricksters. Make sure that you're using your voice, that you are focused on your purpose, your mission. And this is also, again, about, your song and being brave and courageous. Even though you might feel like you're small, use that voice. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And watch out for the tricksters. All right? So let's look up this 582. And I'm telling you, yes. It says that to have faith and trust that you will attract all need will be met in all of your needs will be met in your day-to-day life, and to focus on your soul mission, your life purpose, and to stay focused on your passions and your desires so that you can manifest the results that you want. Okay. I believe in the reverse 285 is about unexpected abundance, unexpected windfalls, but we'll take either one, right? Angels helping us with change and unexpected abundance. So again, fire agate is the crystal. Send that negative energy back. Send this spirit, this coyote spirit packing, right? Return to sender. We don't want any nefarious, backstabbing, manipulative, narcissistic energies in 2020. I was going to say 2018. We definitely had a lot of that in 2018. So you guys have been big players, big fish, right? With this astrological energy. Now Jupiter, Pluto, and Mars. I love my baby. I do. But that's why I wanted to do this video now, because once he wakes up, it's not happening. So Capricorn. Saturn has moved out of your sign. Now, Saturn is your ruling planet, so you tend to do okay with Saturn in your sign, better than most people. But Saturn is moving into your second house. So this is about money, power, self-esteem, power struggles with Pluto here and with Mars here, definitely. So Capricorns, you've definitely gone through some shifts, some identity shifts for sure. And I feel like this is definitely, well, now starting to trickle out into your life. I feel like a lot of the identity shifts you had maybe occurred on internal levels, perhaps in 2016, 2017. And now you're starting to see in your outer world where things are starting to shift. With Capricorn, you know, you guys like your routines. You like discipline, you like structure, you like practicality. So this is going to be a magnificent energy and year for you, I feel like, because this is what you're about. This is what you're made of. You were built for this type of restructuring and making plans and doing the methodical work, right? The Capricorn is the goat that climbs. So they don't mind doing the detailed step-by-step hard work that's involved. Unlike me, a Sagittarius, where I'm just like, I don't want the labor pains. I just want the baby, right? But so again, you'll do very well here. Now, with this Aries new moon in your fourth house of home, family, how you feed yourself, perhaps you've begun really taking your well-being seriously because of all the shifts and changes that you went through. Now the changes that you're making are most positive. Maybe you've really started to focus on your nutrition, remodeling your home. Emotional well-being has become very important to you. You're really focused too on the lifestyle that you want to live. Are the things in your life supporting your lifestyle, or are they draining your energy and making you act out of character? Because Capricorns are all about character. I feel like if any sign represents integrity and being a true leader, I feel like besides Aries, you know, being the leader of the zodiac, Capricorns definitely embody those qualities of being able to manage and run a really tight ship. And somebody like me needs that. So let's move on to the oracle cards. And I am being drawn again to the psychic tarot for you, Capricorn. Let's see. What does Capricorn need to know, Spirit? It's Capricorns. My son, maybe you'll get a chance to meet him. I don't know. He might be in bed for the night. All right, let's see. Ooh, okay, a card just went flying out. Let's see what this is. Oh, again, the Triumph card, the Chariot. Yes. So this card is actually represents Cancer energy, but card, it's like, yeah, I've done the work. I've ran the race. I've put the pieces together. It's time for me to really solidify my dreams with cash, with money, with income. I feel like that's really important for you right now, especially with Saturn recently, maybe like in the past year and a half. I also feel like this is an energy of being determined, which we know Capricorns are very determined, very stubborn, very disciplined in their energies. So this is the universe saying that you've won the race several times, that you have what it takes to overcome any obstacles or challenges that are presenting themselves to you at this time, especially Capricorns. I mean, go to make it work, how to make it happen. And I really feel like we're going to be looking to your energy to get us through this challenging time. You and Aquarius. 86 for you too. That's interesting. So let's pull that up. 86, because like I said, when I think about 86, I think about leaving, 86 and get out of here, right? It's funny, one of my ex-boyfriends, when we used to have pagers, that was his little pager code, 86. And my mother used to be like, yeah, he needs to 86. He needs to 86 off of my couch. Anyway, to pray and to release what's no longer serving you in a positive way. And if you're looking to be rid of something or someone in your life, know that this is going to happen relatively quickly. If this is not your intention, then you need to shift your focus, okay? We're almost done. Oh, are we 2 hours in? Lord Jesus. That's all right. Specific animal, huh? Let's see. Ooh. Ooh, the panther. Angel number 44. Reclaim your power. So what this is having me think about is Saturn and Pluto having been in Capricorn and Jupiter now there. Power struggles. This is about you reclaiming your power. And whenever I see this card too, I think about shadow work and perhaps some core wounding that's coming to the surface. I want to read from the protection message from this card because I feel like Spirit has another message for you. Because if that number 86 is coming up, then there's definitely something or someone about to leave your life. Panther, panther, panther. Yep. So the protection message is, are you feeling shaky because you have made a bold move or have not yet seen confirmation that everything is good? Because of all the setbacks and challenges that you've had, Capricorn, you feel abuse of power. And then I see the 86 is coming up too, like whatever this situation is, whatever is in your life that is making you feel powerless, this is coming to an end. That's what Spirit is saying. And the crystal that's coming up for you is red jasper. Red jasper is one of those stones, because it's a jasper, the energy, the vibration of the crystal is very slow. Red jasper is also about just feeling more stable, having solid power structures in your life, not anything that's spiritual grounding. Okay, that's the word the phrase I couldn't think of. Spiritual grounding, which, Capricorns, you guys are very earthy energy. Red jasper is also good for emotional balance, equilibrium. But there's a specific message that they have for you. Enhancing your creativity. There it is. Red jasper helps you to have deeper insight into your difficulties and helps you to set boundaries and to claim your emotional power. So use red jasper during your meditation, put it at your root chakra. I like to use red jasper personally in crystal grids, just because the energy is so stable. Even though it's a slower vibration, it's a very stable vibration. I also like to use Aquarius and Aquarius rising. Aquarius. So Saturn has just ingressed into your sign. So, pardon me. Saturn is your traditional ruler. So you tend to do pretty well with this inner retrograde in your sign. So that brought up a lot of emotional slush, mental blocks, mental fog. But with Saturn in your sign, Saturn is about discipline, structure. Saturn is the disciplinarian, the Lord of karma. I know a lot of Aquariuses are dealing with karma this year. You know, it's interesting because Aquariuses are very emotionally detached, just in general. So with this Saturn transit and the Aries new moon in your third house, this could really have you in your head, because maybe you're feeling emotions that you don't understand, because, you know, where you have a lot of intellectual energy, you don't have a lot of emotional intelligence. And this is, I'm speaking very generally, because we have other aspects in our chart that will determine how we are in our personality. But generally speaking, Aquariuses lack emotional intelligence. So be problem solution oriented and innovation. Everybody's just kind of sitting and waiting for more information. This could be challenging for you, especially if you see solutions that nobody else does, which often Aquariuses do. So this could be a frustrating type of energy. But this, you are having to isolate yourself from people. And Aquariuses are very social beings. They like to talk to people. They like to be involved with people. So social isolation can be difficult for an Aquarius. Not impossible, but they're just all about community. So this could be the opposite, where you are now, because we're in this situation where we can't go to work, we can't do, you know, the things that we like to do, speaking to your neighbors or connecting with your siblings. Maybe you haven't had an opportunity to do that. So let's pull some cards for you, Aquarius. And I am being led to both decks that I've been pulling from tonight. The Psychic Tarot and the Oracle of the Fairies. So let's see what the Psychic Tarot has to say. The Psychic Tarot has to say, Spirit. What is the message that you have for my lovely Aquariuses? All right, let's see. Oh. You know what number's coming up for you? 333. And this is one of my favorite numbers. 333 is a number of the Ascended Masters. So this is also about you working with divination, calling on your spirit masters, or not calling, invoking your spirit masters, right? Or a spirit master that resonates with you, or a deity. Wisdom came up. Okay. And I believe, I want to say this is the Hermit card, but let me make sure. The Hierophant. Okay. I knew it was one of the H's. Okay. So again, this is about reaching out, finding a group of like-minded individuals. You know, the Hierophant is very wise. And remember what I mentioned about that third house energy. Perhaps you are wanting to reach out to your neighbors and see what they're all about. Maybe you haven't had time because you've been so caught up in, you know, the 3D reality, working, going to school, raising your kids and coming home. You don't, and maybe he's watching, but I sent him telepathic messages. And these are messages of love and wisdom and peace, but really for him to understand that this awakening is enormously vulnerable. That's why they don't really, you know, I don't want to say everyone, but a lot of people don't get into this type of work on themselves because you have to be vulnerable. Okay, I thought that was somebody. Okay, so again, this wisdom card, accumulating knowledge, the ability to integrate spiritual and material wisdom, to find that middle ground. So reaching out and learning new things, kindred spirits. This is also about soul growth and maturity. So Saturn is about maturity. And I really feel like with Aquariuses in particular, Saturn is really asking y'all to grow up, okay? Duties and responsibilities on the table for sure for Aquariuses. Family life is a huge theme for you this year. So the crystal that's coming up is lapis lazuli. And I love lapis lazuli. It's one of my favorite crystals. I work with it pretty much every day, but it's a crystal for journalists, for wisdom, for acquiring spiritual knowledge, for channeling spiritual knowledge, for any type of writing and speaking. So it definitely goes in alignment with this wisdom card. It's going to resonate with the throat chakra, speaking your truth. So when I see this card too, I think of that phrase, keeping up with the Joneses, and not, you know, when you're trying to be something that you're not, wear a false mask, which a lot of people are nowadays. It changed. So Aquariuses, I really feel like this card is asking you to be the yogers. Are surrounding you. 333 is another activation number too. So that means that you are moving through that we live in a time-space reality. So things happen instantaneously on the spiritual level, but because we live in such a dense world of matter, it takes time for these things to trickle down into the collective, okay, into your life. So let's pull a spirit animal for you. All right, so let's see. One more shuffle here. All right, spirit animals. What does Aquarius need to know? Ooh, this is number 47, which is 11, a master number. The pig is about abundance, resources. Again, I'm being led to read from the protection message for the pig. So let's see. Yep, here we go. Analysis paralysis. Let your mind rest now and allow your intelligence to mingle with the mysteries of intuitive guidance, releasing your tight hold on facts and unsolved puzzles, whether it be a relationship or any other aspect of your life. So that's interesting because, you know, with this wisdom card, using your mind wisely, again, this is confirmation that you should be acquiring more spiritual knowledge, acquiring more. My grandmother used to say, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. So when you don't fill your mind with wisdom, you are leaving space open for negative energy to get in. This is also giving me a message too, that you want to be careful not to cast pearls to swine. Okay. That the wisdom that you're accumulating right now, Aquarius, because with Saturn in your first house, and then having just moved out of your 12th house, which we'll go back into, this is about you gaining spiritual knowledge. And not everybody's going to understand you. Not everybody's gonna pick up what you're laying down. So don't throw your wisdom to swine, right? So take whatever message resonates with you. But that was definitely a double message. Pisces and Pisces rising. Okay. Another immutable sign. Mutable signs, we're used to being adaptable and flexible. That's our nature, is to be able to adapt to situations. It's not easy, but we can do it, right? So with Mercury transiting your sign earlier this month, and then going retrograde, this could have really had you in a lot of mental conflict, a lot of negative, fearful thinking, maybe, because Saturn is now subconscious fears, releasing the past. This is a very spiritual placement too. So, okay, so this could have you not only playing out karma from this life, but a previous life. With Saturn here too, this could also be about research. Maybe you're building something behind the scenes, Pisces. This Aries new moon is occurring in your second house of income, talents, and abilities, and self-esteem. So with this 12th house, second house, negative self-talk, self-sabotage, how do you really feel about yourself? Do you really love yourself? I know when Saturn was transiting my 12th house, I changed my career. Everything changed. My whole outlook, okay, 2012, 2013, 2014. So I was definitely experiencing a lot of energetic shifts internally. And this had me feeling a little depressed, a little withdrawn, very fearful. So know that although this is not always a pleasant experience with this transit, it's necessary so that you can bring up all of that emotional slush, all of that emotional garbage that is no longer serving you. And we know, Pisces, you're very emotional. You're very intuitive, very creative. So these types of energies will block that flow. So with the 12th house, with Saturn in the 12th, this energy is going to help you clean that up. And with this second house, you could possibly be attracting more money. Maybe you're working on some kind of skill. When I self, more happiness, more peace, more joy. So use this Aries new moon energy to work on your self-esteem. So let's move on to the Oracle cards. And I'm being led to the fairies for you. Protect your dreams. All right, fairies. What does Pisces need to know? I hope the computer wasn't shaking while I was shuffling. If it was, my bad. I'm sorry. And I will be looking at the chat just to see if there's any questions. Celebration. Beautiful. It says, get ready to let your hair down and celebrate. It's time to go out and dance and play. An invitation could be on. celebration. An invitation to a special occasion could be on the way. So it's time to put on your dancing shoes. I'm going to kind of skim over this because I feel like there's a specific message for you. Oh, yeah. Do you have a birthday soon, or is there a special anniversary coming up that may have slipped your mind? Always make sure to keep a diary and mark down special occasions. It's good to be spontaneous. Fairies are excellent at celebrating. They find fun even in the little things and need no excuse for a party. The energy of celebration is all around you right now. So I feel like with this card, I feel like this is about you coming into balance with your masculine and feminine energies. The second house is about however you identify sexually, that's regardless. But I wanted to say that before I say this, that you need a male and a female energy to create. That's just how this world works. Now, whatever your sexual preference is, I respect everyone because I feel like that's what Spirit is saying, that you need to have some equilibrium, some balance between your masculine and feminine energies. And this 12th house transit of Saturn is going to help you discover those imbalances within yourself. I'm going to pull a clarifier for this. Let's Pisces. Divination. Yep. See, that's confirmation because the 12th house is all about divination and spirituality. And so I feel like through your spiritual practices, your shadow work, your prayer, your meditation, you will be able to find that balance within yourself. And it'll create more, celebrating the fact that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, and you are worthy of love and joy and celebration just for being alive, just because you have breath. All right. You being responsible for your financial well-being. The angels and the guides and your spirit team will always support you, but it is up to you to make sure that you keep your finances in check, that you balance your checkbook, that you are bringing in enough money, because your spirit team will help you with that too. If you are maybe out of the job right now, or perhaps you've been in a situation where your money's been kind of weird, call on your spirit team for help. I feel like, yeah, okay, I'm getting another message too. Through your divination practices, this is where you're going to get your answers. When you really start to be consistent and celebrate your spirituality, celebrate the fact that you have a purpose, celebrate the fact that you have love in your life, this is going to open up the doors of abundance for you. All right. It's crystal face. And I don't, I've never known if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Crystal face. Crystal praise. Crystal face. I hope I pronounced that correctly. It's spelled, just in case you want to look it up, CHRYSOPRASE. 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 So this is a heart chakra crystal. And I actually have a piece somewhere. I used to work with this a lot. But this is a crystal that helps you to release mental and emotional blocks. So again, when you're working with this 12th house energy, that's what you're doing. You're purging and helping you to adjust to your daily routines. It's connected to your life force energy. So maybe frustrated because your money's a little funny right now. And maybe you've done some manifestation work with the new moon in your second house, but you haven't seen the results yet. Don't mistake crystal face for emerald, because they kind of look the same, like in color, but if you look at their texture, they're definitely different. So let's see. I feel like there's a specific message. Yeah, so crystal face promotes love, forgiveness, compassion, joy, happiness, self-confidence, and brings one far away from feelings of anxiety, depression, and codependence. So definitely huge themes with 12th house, second house transits. It's interesting because when I was working on my own codependency issues, I was also led to focus on my sacral chakra, self-esteem in the chat. So let's see. What does Pisces need to know? Spirit animal. The wombat came out again. Be at home. So I'm going to actually read from this one because, again, Spirit has a message from you, and it's not a protection message, so that's good. So I kind of read from this earlier, but remaining safe, sound, and well-fed with family, home sweet home. Spirit reminds you to be truly at home in the world. You must feel comfort within your own skin. Again, self-esteem. So that was the message for you. Experience all of what you are without judgment and know that all is well. And take off the mask that you've created for yourself. Remember, it's okay to be vulnerable. Vulnerable, right? You're about vulnerability, that you can handle this energy a lot better than some of us. So work on your self-esteem. And look, he's got a little green crystal. This almost looks like crystal face. Crystal face. But yeah, work with the wombat spirit, and it's okay to love yourself, Pisces. That's the message that Spirit is telling me to tell you. It is okay for you to love yourself, no matter what you've done, no matter who you think you are, what you think you are, what you think you're not. It is okay for you to love yourself. I will hopefully be able to start at the time that I posted next week. But again, I just wanted to get this done without interruption if possible, which we did. So I'm grateful for that. So if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section. Tomorrow, it's so funny. I put my website up and then I was led to take it down because Spirit's like, change it again. We want you to do the sessions differently. So that's what's going on. I will have that up for you. If you have any questions in the meantime, like I said, put them in the comments section. And I look forward to speaking to you all again really, really soon. I did just post an energy update, but I'll have another one out for you this weekend.